Turn the mic on.
Sorry.
See, I'm not used to being. You're not home, talk louder. Please, if I hold the mic down too low, just let me know. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am very grateful for this opportunity. Even though this isn't me, I understand it's part of my process and growing. So therefore, I am thankful, I'm grateful, I'm glad that everyone is here. And just bear with me, I am a bit winded. Before we get started, if you will just bow your heads with me for just a moment. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. We thank you for this gathering, God, because without you it would not be possible. So as I am up before your children, I ask, God, that anything that comes out of my mouth be of you, be edifying to someone, and that it will bring joy, peace, and love to all of us. Pray now, God, that you'll be with us. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. The scripture has already been read, but I'll go ahead and read it. I'm going to read it from the King James Version as well as the Message Bible. It is Psalms 139, 13 and 14. And it says, "For you formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows well." The Message Bible says, "Oh yes, you shaped me first, inside, then out. You formed me in my mother's womb. I thank you, high God. You're breathtaking. Body and soul, I am marvelously made. I worship in adoration. What a creation." When I was first asked to speak, we talked about the mirror. And every day of our lives, we look into a mirror. We should be looking not only on the external, but on the inside. Because that's the most important mirror. No one else can see that mirror but us.
All right.
So with that said, my topic or my title is, what is my true identity? So many times we hear and we repeat the part of this verse, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made." But have we ever stopped to dissect it? Or even better yet, have you read the entire chapter to see a fraction of how it applies to our lives? We tend to identify ourselves by our profession, by the degrees we have, the titles we hold, our family legacy, or church organization, or other organizations that we're affiliated with, and the list goes on. So I stopped and I had to ponder, is that really who we are? Or is it what we do? Do we identify ourselves by those things or by who God made us to be? The Almighty God who made us was very detailed. He made sure that each and every one of us was uniquely and specially put together. There is not another person in this universe that's exactly the same. We do share common humanity, such as the seeing, hearing, feeling, touching, tasting, breathing, and the list goes on. But we're all even made with certain characteristics, and that we'll touch on later. On the outside, externally, we have different shades of color. If you look around the room, there's no two people the exact same. Our heads are shaped different, our hands, our feet, fingers, toes, closed lips, and again, every part of our body is uniquely ours. We may share the same size foot, but our toes are going to be different. The shape of your toe will be different. And they're all ours because God put it to where no one can be an exact replica of us. So if our external appearances are so different, what do you think is on the inside? The most complex part on the inside. Those secret places that only the Almighty God knows and only we can see through our internal mirrors. So here are some questions to ask ourselves. And I hope we can all find our answers as we look inside our mirrors. Everyone should have a mirror at the table. If you don't have one or you're not able to get one, please raise your hand and we'll get you.
Okay, just a minute. Wait, will you sit your money? You want me to put the money by now? You can go.
Does everybody have a mirror? Pick up your mirror and put it directly in front of your face. Pick up your mirror and put it directly in front of your faces. Then make sure your mirror's back is facing a person next to you. Can you see that person clearly?
No.
But can you see yourself?
Yes.
Do you see yourself clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Can you make or form an opinion about the person if you can't see them?
Yes.
No. That person you can't see.
You shouldn't be able to because you can't see them. So with that, because God is who made us, we can't form an opinion as to who another person is. We should always just consider, who did God make me, the individual, to be? Before we can answer that question, though, here is something we should consider. Does my character, who I am, drive my behavior? Webster's definition of character says, a feature that makes up and distinguish an individual, who I am. And then it says the definition of behavior, the way in which someone conducts oneself, how I act. Remember earlier I said our profession, we identify ourselves through a profession. Back to that, is that who I am? I may sweep the floor, but is that who I am? Am I first a child of God? That's who we are, children of God, so therefore our lives should reflect that. Amen. Now when I think of character, I think of the fruit of the Spirit that helps to form who we are. Amen. Galatians 5:22 talks about the fruit of the Spirit. It says we should have love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, patience, and faith. That is a part of who we are. But so often, starting back in our childhood, events in our lives distort that internal mirror. It affects what we see and how we see it. Think back to some incidents in your lives as a child and now even as an adult. Have you had heartbreak? A death of a loved one? You yourself not feeling loved? Illness, family hurt, people hurt, self-hurt. Now we have social media, so we have, and television, we have body shaming. And then a big one for a lot of us, church hurt. These are only a few. But all these things help to destroy and distort that fruit of the spirit mirror. When that mirror is distorted, all different types of behaviors kick in. You know the saying, hurt people, hurt others. That is so true. Hurt manifests itself in so many ways. It can be through anger, through pain, revenge, gossip, malice, oppression, self-mutilation, physical and mental illness. And again, that list goes on. If the damage to a mirror started in our early years, and we have only partially addressed it or not addressed it at all, what do you think the mirror looks like? Would it look like this? Or even worse? Would it look like this? Which one of us can say we can look through a mirror clearly during the course of our lives? Even a small mirror would not, not for me anyway, I couldn't see clearly through it. Is your mirror shattered? Is it full of fingerprints from different hands that's touched you? Or different words that's hurt you? Does it have dust and grime? Does it have soot? Is it black because soot has covered it for so many years and we let it go? We blame somebody else instead of looking within ourselves. What we need to ask ourselves then, when was the last time, or can I see any of the original me? If our answer is no, which for me it is, then I ask that we go back to our Maker, the one who sustains us, and sincerely ask him to repair us. That repair may and can take a long time because it didn't happen to us overnight and we ignored it for so long, or we didn't have the resources to take care of it, or we didn't know any better.
Yes.
But during that process of repairing, look at this. Is it going to take just a few days or an overnight fix? God made us. He is the original creator of us. But we don't know what all these little parts are. He does. And as we grow, this is how the repair happens. It may stick us, it may burn us, we may cry, because pain hurts. We may get frustrated thinking it's not happening fast enough. But God is in charge. He knows what it's going to take. Because if we had an instant fix, would it make any difference to us? We would expect it. So sometimes the fixes have to take a long time, maybe an entire lifetime. Sometimes we feel like he's ignored us because nothing has happened. But stop and think, maybe some part of it was repaired and now we have to learn from it. And stop and think. But do not be discouraged. Don't give up. As I said, we didn't get that way overnight. And we don't want a bootleg fix. I don't know about anybody else, but I want the right fix from God, the one who created me.
Amen.
God, he doesn't make junk. And he will restore us to his original work of art, the way he is intended, inside and out. If we look into our physical mirrors and we aren't happy with our external appearances, what do? Sometimes we simply clean the mirror, or we try to fix that look, put makeup on, do this, do that. We try to enhance the look to please the physical eye. Sometimes we can do absolutely nothing about it because our internal mirror is damaged. Therefore, it reflects in our external appearances or external appearance. Once that repair process starts, though, and the view in our mirror starts to get clearer, we get a better understanding of what love and the other fruit of the Spirit really mean. We'll see if our behavior has affected or infected others. We will understand the difference between behavior and character and allow who we are to drive what we do in becoming true models for God's kingdom. We never know who is watching what we do and not paying attention to what we say. And just for your reading at home, the entire chapter of 1 Corinthians 13. And a few other things I'd like for you to remember during the process of finding your true identity. Look in your mirror many times daily. Your physical, but especially your spiritual mirror. And ask for God's divine intervention. Psalms 139, 23 and 24 says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." That is, for me, something I talk to God. I sing that song daily. And my shout is, "Search me, God." I don't know what I may have done that I didn't even realize. So you know what? Search me. I sing that song. I can't sing, so I won't sing it for you. That is something that's so dear to my heart. Because those of you who know me, the one thing I ask for is the truth. I don't care if it hurts. Tell me, because the only way I can grow is to know what I'm doing wrong. And anybody that's been close to me, I'm going to ask you for that. I crave, and it's not normal, I know, but that's who I am, to ask for correction, to crave correction, because that's how passionate Judy is about growing and cleaning my mirror. So with the process, for me, this is just a few suggestions. You got to be honest about what you see and make the necessary corrections. You have to surround yourselves with people who will tell you the truth, but they also must tell it in love. You must ask for and receive constructive feedback, operative word, with love. Look at all sides of a situation and find the best case scenario, because it's not always in the negative, or it's not always what it appears to be. Know that you're not alone in your struggle. Someone else's mirror is just as shattered, if not more. Help someone else in their struggle to get their mirror repaired. Own your behavior. Don't blame someone else for your actions. Refuse to be locked into someone else's box. Don't try to be like another person or be another person. Remember, God made you uniquely you.
That's right. Amen.
Spend time with yourself. We spend so much time being busy. We do work, we go to church, we're involved in the church, we have our homes, we have friends, we have organizations, we have... What time do we take for ourselves?
Amen.
How can we hear from God? How can we know what God is saying to us if we haven't taken time to breathe? If we haven't taken true time to spend time with God, because we're so busy. That means our minds are cluttered. So we can't see because of all the clutter. A sabbatical to me is very important. So I say take a sabbatical from everything and everyone and take it often. The Bible does say, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all that work, but the seventh day, we look at it from, oh, that's the day you go to church. Oh, that's the day you go to worship. But have you rested? I go to worship, I'm not rested because first of all, I got to get up, take a shower, get dressed, put makeup, put the wig, put the whatever on. That's a lot of work you have to do just to get out the house. And then you get to the church house, and what do? Work. And then we come home, we have to cook. And then guess what? The next day is Monday. We have to prepare. When have we rested? What time did we take the rest? To me, that's important in clearing that mirror and getting it cleaner. If at all possible, leave your four walls, the house you live in order to get that rest. Again, Judy believes that those four walls that you go to sleep in every day has all your joy, your pain, your sorrow, everything you've gone through. You know the saying, if walls could talk. Yes. That wall will write books about just Judy. So therefore, it's not a permanent takeaway, but getting away from out of those four walls gives you an opportunity, again, to breathe. Spend time with yourself. See what's going on within yourself. Can you still hear me? Okay. I'm sorry. And you know what? When you have something that used to hurt and it doesn't hurt anymore, celebrate. Celebrate.
That's right.
And then you share, because now somebody else might need your example for them to move on.
That's right.
Always embrace who you are, your uniqueness. Again, a little story about me. For years, because of how I was raised to be alone. So pretty much, I like being by myself. I was called all kinds of names. Stuck up, this, that, the other. I became afraid of people. I truly became afraid of people. Not that I was, actually in some cases I felt inferior to some people. And it's not because I was, but because of the things and the hurt that took place. It affected me internally. And for years, I kept to myself because you know what? If I keep to myself, then guess what? That hurt can't happen anymore. I don't like to, I've never been one to really blame others for my stuff because this is Judy, flip the coin, look at the other side, and that's how I've lived my life. But then I had to understand that I am uniquely me. And no one can change me. I can change my behaviors, how I receive things, but I'm me. Today, Judy, you're not supposed to be up in the kitchen doing anything. Guess what? You're supposed to be sitting down resting because you're going to speak. That's not me. It wouldn't be normal. I can't sit. They know that I'm uptight at times and can't sit down and all that good stuff. They love me for me. And our next thing, stop using our behaviors as our identifiers.
Right now.
We identify with our behaviors. And that's so detrimental in so many cases. Understanding who we are, the difference between a behavior and who I am is so important. And with that, I ask that you remember the world cannot define you when you know who and whose you are.
Amen.
Amen.
And before I do that, I'm going to ask any and everyone that has ever been a part of my life, played a role in my life in any way, shape, or form, please stand. And I need need for the ladies of H.U.M.O.R to join me up here, please. Okay, see, this is Judy speaking now, if that's on Facebook.
No, it's not.
Okay, thank you.
But I don't know.
Okay, that's me, that's really me. I am 50 plus years old, and a lot of my years I kept to myself. And when God started speaking through me that I should start opening up who I am, and my mirror started to get clean and cleaner, He placed people in my lives. And publicly, I will not apologize if I've hurt you, because I want you to come to me one-on-one, and we will have that conversation. But I am asking each one of you, or telling each one of you, thank you, because whatever happened, whatever things we did together, how you impacted my life helped me to grow. It helped me to see who I am in my mirror, and it helped me to change some behaviors, get better, sometimes drop some stuff off, but I thank you, and I'm publicly doing that. Now these ladies right here, whoo, Jesus, I thank you. It was 17 and a half years ago that two ladies helped with the opening process. My children, they always knew me, and they helped me to grow because they brought me street stuff into the house because I was so naive. And two things happened with Miss K. And do I have your permission to talk about whatever? This is how bad it was for me. I remember when Kmart used to be where Home Depot is now. This lady, no matter where we go, she lights up a store or a room wherever she goes. And I remember her saying, "Hey!" And I was pushing a shopping cart. And I remember being so nervous, I didn't want her to say anything else to me. And I took off running down the aisle. And we were neighbors. And for 10 years, she would say, "Wave hi," and that hi that day scared me so bad. But God had it to where she had surgery, I had surgery. And she was ending her walk one morning. I had started my walk and just went up, "Hi, how are you? You walk? Yeah. Okay, can we start walking tomorrow?" And 17 and a half years later, she has been so much in so many ways. I've gone through cancer. She's picked me up off the floor when I have some health issues. I don't claim them. The doctors say I have some health issues.
That's right.
And when I have gone through, these ladies have been there. They've been my doctor. They've been my protectors. They've been some of everything. Tracy and I met through our daughters. And she's been there. And through Kay, I met Johnny and Willie and Joanne. And all of them have played such an important part in my growth that I can come and say, I can look in my mirror. It's not perfectly clean yet.
All right. That's right.
But guess what? It's getting there.
Come on.
It's getting there. And I owe all of you, even those that don't know me, thank you. Because you're here today. And I thank you, but all I ask is that each and every one of us truly look within ourselves and ask God to start the process so we can have peace in our lives. Because once we start looking at ourselves,
Come on.
and truly seeing ourselves, whether it's clean or dirty, and start asking God to repair because he will do it
Amen.
100% like he originally intended. Thank you.